Well, the world has changed massively over the last 10 years, and especially the sustainable finance sector. And labels on role has also evolved greatly through a few different stages. So I think what's really helpful is to actually look at how our own role has also changed, because that's what every organization needs to do, especially if you're there to play a role and address a problem in the market. Going back 10 years, the market was quite immature, and there wasn't a huge amount of standardization. So labels really played a role in helping sustainable assets understand what they needed to have in place to bring definition and to address opacity issues in the sustainable finance sector. Moving a little bit forward, maybe a few years later, sustainable finance became a little bit more mainstream. Sustainable claims proliferated, and that's where label providers came in to really bring in an additional layer of independent verification and differentiation amid a very crowded market. Going forward, there's an irony there. There's a lot of sustainability data, but that's where we really see labels playing a really important role. There's almost too much data, too much complexity, and also a lot of greenwashing concerns where we see organizations compromising on some of their sustainability ideals. And that's where labels can really play a role, to stand their ground, play that trusted, independent judgment that can really increase and improve the level of information to investors. So I'm going to mention two emerging trends that I think are going to reshape the sustainable finance sector going forward: transition finance and blended finance. So transition finance is going to become increasingly important as investors move beyond financing already sustainable activities and focus on supporting decarbonization of high-emitting, hard-to-abate sectors and the real economy. I think the challenge is going to be really channeling the finance towards genuine transition opportunities. And that's the role that we really see at LuxFLAG for us to play. Talking about blended finance, I think blended finance is riding a big wave at the moment. I think ODA has dried up, and there is a real desire for what is left to be really catalytical. And I think it has an incredible potential to really mobilize private investment into areas where impact potential is high, but risks remain too great for commercial investors to bear alone. We really need to bridge the gap between public and private investors. And I think if I were to look at 2036 and you ask me, what do you want the world to look like? I think I would want to, I would really want to bridge that gap between public and private capital. To me, success means that the gap is not there, and blended finance is no longer viewed as a specialist structuring exercise.